Hello students, today we are going to start with chapter number 6, that is substances in daily use. Students, I have divided this chapter in two parts. Today we are going to learn first part of this chapter, which includes following topics: substances and objects, natural substances and man-made substances. So students, let's start. Answer the few questions given in the textbook. First question is: which three objects do you see in the picture? The objects seen in the picture are a chair, a table, and a cupboard. Second question is: how did you identify them? We can identify these objects with the help of their shape and properties. Third question is: what material are they made of? These objects are made up of either wood, metal, plastic, or fiber. And last question is: can any one of these material be used to make all the three objects? Yes, we can use metal, wood, plastic, or fiber to make all the three objects. Now, from above questions, we can say that each and every object is made from different substances. So, students, let's learn about substances and objects in detail in this chapter. Substances and objects. All substances are made up of very small particles. Objects are made up of substances. For example, chair is made up of wood or plastic. Here, wood and plastic are considered as substances. Objects have a specific shape. Their parts have a specific arrangement by which we identify them. We use wood, plastic, or steel to make a table, chair, or cupboard. These substances have the strength required to make these articles. Also, these substances can be given a desired shape. It means that we consider the properties of substances to use them for making things. The same substances or material can be used to make many objects. Let us study some such examples. First one is cotton. Cotton can be used to make cloth, fiber or thread, a sari, a handkerchief, a quilt, mattresses, a pillow, etc. Next is iron. Iron can be used for construction of steel bars, a griddle. Griddle is known as tawa, parts of automobiles like car, an electric pole, tables, cupboard, etc. Next is aluminium. Aluminium can be used in kitchen utensils, electric cables, etc. By studying the properties of substances, we can select substances suitable for our purposes. The substances in everyday use are of two main kinds: natural and man-made substances. Here is an activity for you all to do. Make a list of various objects in your house and note down the substances they are made of. For example, bed is made up of wood. Now, classify the following substances according to their uses: sand, soap, wool, window glass, bamboo, cotton, bricks, silk, leafy vegetables, cement, fruits, water, and sugar. From the above substances, sand, window glass, bamboo, bricks, and cement are used for construction purpose. Leafy vegetables, fruits, water, and sugar are used as food. Soap is used for cleaning, and wool, cotton, and silk are used to make clothes. Use your brain power. Make a list of objects, each of which can be made from several substances. So, students, here are some examples of objects which can be made from several substances. First one is table. Table can be made from wood, glass, or plastic. Then wood, plastic, and clay can be used to make toys, and utensils can be made from aluminium, wood, glass, ceramic, and plastic. Can you tell students what is the difference between these two groups of natural substances? That is leather, jute, wool, cotton, and water, soil, metals. So, students, leather, jute, wool, and cotton are the substances obtained from living beings or called as biotic, and water, soil, and metals are natural substances, but they are obtained from non living sources or are called as abiotic. Now, students, let's learn about natural substances. What are natural substances? So, students, substances available in nature are called as natural substances. Of these, the substances of the first group are obtained from living things. Substances obtained from living things are called as biotic substances. Air, soil, water are substances that are not obtained from living things. Hence, they are called as abiotic substances. Now, students, how are leather and wool are different from jute and cotton? Leather and wool are obtained from animals, while jute and cotton are obtained from plants. So, students, leather and wool are obtained from animals. They are of animal origin, whereas jute and cotton are substances of plant origin. Do we find plastic, nylon, brass, or cement in nature? No, we do not find plastic, nylon, brass, or cement in nature. They are all man made substances. Next is man made substances. It is human nature to strive for newer things and to try to make life more comfortable. As a result of his efforts, men not only learned to use natural substances but also began to process them to make new substances. Several such substances are easier to use and can be made available in plenty at a low cost. Therefore, these substances came to be used on a large scale. There are a great many such man-made substances in use today. New substances produced by processing naturally available substances are called as man-made substances. Earlier, that is in olden days, idlis or capes made of grass or sackcloth were used for protection from rain. Then, cloth of umbrellas came into use. Nowadays, the raincoat, school bags, and the book covers you use can all be made from plastic. Delicate articles like raw eggs, glass cups, also perishable fruits, etc., require packaging. To pack TV sets, refrigerators, etc., big cartoons and thermocol are being used. All these are man made substances. These substances are waterproof, or we can say that they are water resistant and also lightweight and easy for transportation. That is why they are being used increasingly. Use your brain power. Complete the table below showing how substances of daily use are classified. So, students, substances in daily use are classified as natural and man made substances. Man made substances are made by man, and natural substances are obtained from nature and further classified into biotic and abiotic substances. Abiotic substances are natural substances that are not obtained from living things, and biotic substances are natural substances obtained from living things and further classified as plant origin and animal origin. A substance obtained from a plant is called a plant originated substances. For example, cotton. And a substance obtained from an animal is called an animal originated substances. Now, students, here is one more activity for you all to do. Classify the various substances available in the house as natural and man made substances. Now, there are some examples of man made substances along with the natural substances. For construction purpose, natural substances like stone, soil, wood, coconut, fronds, lime are used. And man made substances like brick, cement, concrete, galvanized sheets, clay tiles, plastic, or asbestos sheets are used. Earlier, for writing, natural substances like tree bark, leaves, bhurjapatra, paints made from reeds, dulpatya, stone slates, stone walls in caves, soil and colors made from plants were used. And nowadays, man made substances like paints, pencils made from plastic and metal, paper, notebook, etc. are used. For threads, fiber, and yarn, natural substances like cotton, silk, wool, and man made substances like nylon and rayon are used. Glass can be made from sand and calcium carbonate. However, sand and calcium carbonate cannot be obtained again from glass. You must have observed green chilies or tomatoes turning red after some time. Have you ever seen or heard of red tomatoes becoming green again? No, red tomatoes will never become green again. While making man made substances, the properties of the constituents undergo a change. This change occurs due to certain chemical reactions. These changes in the properties are permanent. That is, the original constituent substances cannot be obtained again from the new substances. Such changes are called as irreversible changes. So students, I hope you all understood first part of chapter number 6. Soon we will meet with the next part of this chapter. Thank you for watching this video.